Hello everybody! Welcome to the channel. It's VTV. And yes, it's got a new name, cause it's 2021 and why not? I've been doing a lot of changes to the channel, but fret not because you will still receive the same quality content you've been getting from me since day one. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this to your friends and families. You may also want to check my old videos and leave a comment if you like them or not. If you did not like them, please tell me how else I could improve the channel. And if you've already subscribed, mwah! Thank you so much for supporting me, and let's keep the community growing. Now, for today's episode, if you are just like me who doesn't have the money to spend and study abroad just to learn an accent or language, or the audacity to ask your parents to spend for your tuition fee and send you abroad so you can just fulfill your dream of learning a language and acquiring an accent by mingling with the natives, well, stick around because I got your back. For today's episode, I'll be sharing to you 5 tricks as to how you may acquire and learn an accent without having to spend so much. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Like what I promised, today I'll be sharing to you 5 tricks as to how you can learn an accent without having spent so much. Let's start off with the first one. I'd like to call this trick the copy-paste technique. Again, the copy-paste technique. I'm not trying to say that you have to plagiarize or that you have to be a second-rate, trying hard copycat of somebody else. But for you to be able to really learn an accent and acquire an accent, the first basic step is to really copy or mimicry. We all learn by copying and having a model to show us how to do it, right? So if you really want to start your learning of an accent or acquiring of an accent, then look for a model or somebody you could emulate, you could copy. How do you do that exactly? Well, you could listen to songs which were written in that language that you're targeting, or you could watch movies which language is predominantly that target accent that you want to learn, and then try to look at the facial nuances, the vocal projection, the vocal idiosyncrasies of the natives, and then try to copy them. Now, if you're not contented with listening to music and watching films alone, I also highly recommend that you watch news. Try to look at news anchors and how they speak a particular accent. Look at their vocal projection. See how they articulate the sound. How do they manipulate these and those sounds, and how do they place their mouths every time they speak a particular accent. Again, find a definite, concrete model that you could emulate and copy, and try to establish a ground, a starting point as to how you may improve and better your accent. I'm not saying that you have to become a second rate of somebody else. All I'm saying is you have to start somewhere. And once you are able to build up the confidence and the technique and the skills that are necessary for you to really embody the accent, then that's the time that you slowly have to detach yourself from that model. But again, if you want to start from the foundation or the basic, you just have to copy and paste. Trick number 2. Okay, I know that this is a worn out advice, but my second tip to you guys is that you have to practice. Cliche as it may sound, you may tell me, you know what, practice doesn't make anybody perfect. I don't give a shh. You know, practice doesn't make anybody perfect, that's a fact. But practice takes anybody from ground to the top. It actually enables you to perfect a particular skill, not you, but your skill. So to really say practice makes somebody, or doesn't make somebody perfect, or it doesn't make you perfect, really makes sense, because it doesn't make you perfect. Rather, it makes your skills perfect, spot on, flawless, right? So how exactly do you practice an accent? Well, talk to people. Okay? The only way for you to be able to practice it is not inside your room. It's not all by yourself really, but it's actually to put it in practice in authentic situations or contexts. So, talk to people. People who speak the accent authentically. People who speak the accent natively. It's the pandemic. How am I supposed to go somewhere where I could speak to a person who speaks the accent natively? Duh! Use your online sources, your online platforms, your online resources. If you're on Facebook, find a group. If you're on Omegle, chat and talk to people. If you are into dating apps and you're single and ready to mingle, then this is the best time as well for you to practice and acquire an accent. Find a foreign friend, talk to them casually, but be safe. Do not give out your credit account number or your debit account number, if you get my point. So, talk to people. May they be, people you don't know, but be precautious, of course. Do not put yourself in danger. Or you may as well talk to your friends, your classmates, your families, your best friends, whosoever you have available, right? Basically, do not hesitate to practice the accent with anybody else. So you'll be judged, especially in the Philippines. We are all grammar Nazis and we are all accent Nazis, right? But who cares? You're practicing. You're allowed to commit mistakes. That's the purpose of it. So do not be scared to commit mistakes and do not be scared to speak in the accent even if you think you're not ready yet. That's the only way you could establish yourself from being inefficient in the accent to becoming, hot in the accent. Another way for you to practice your accent is for you to record yourself. Get your phone, okay? Those are not only for selfies, for IG or whatnot. Use the sound recorder of it. Use the video feature of it. Take a record of yourself or record yourself. What am I saying? Record yourself. Take a video of yourself. Watch yourself how you talk. Listen to how you speak. And then try to pinpoint the areas that you may still want to improve when it comes to how you project your face, how you project your voice. Be your own critic, right? You have to be honest to yourself too. Tell yourself what else you can improve and, track your progress. That's one efficient way of self-learning. Another thing, I know it's pandemic, most of us are still in quarantine, so how could we really expose ourselves for practice, right? Join online forums. Join online competitions. That is also another way for you not only to establish your accent, but also your self-confidence, right? You have to join other people. You have to expose yourself to other people, and you have to open yourself to criticism. Don't be afraid to get judged. So practice, talk to people, record yourself, join forums, join competitions, and make yourself vulnerable, open-minded enough to accept recommendations, suggestions, and most importantly, criticisms. So tip 2, practice. Trick number 3. Okay, I know you've heard this somewhere, but I have to say it again. Fake it until you make it. Well, there are a lot of things in life that we have to fake until we make them. If you know what I mean. Not to sound anything less serious about it, but yeah, in accent learning, you have to fake it until you make it. Pretending is a good thing when it comes to accent learning. How exactly do you fake it till you make it? Number 1, well, you have to make a fake persona. Find an alter ego. If you are Maria right now and you want to learn a particular accent, try to be Mary. Change your name into something that is foreign or has something to do or, is related to that particular accent. So you would feel more the accent in your body. Because when you feel Mary instead of Maria, you tend to think like Mary and no longer like Maria. If you see yourself as Mary and no longer as Maria, you tend to move like Mary and not Maria. And so if that is the case, you also speak like Mary and no longer like Maria. I'm not saying that Maria is a bad name or that being Maria with that particular accent is wrong altogether. All I'm saying is you have to have an alter ego to practice with so that when you are faking it, eventually it'll become you and it will contribute to your progress. Another technique I'd like to share to you when it comes to faking it until you get to make it, well, I shouldn't be sharing this secret to you, but I have no choice. So for instance, you are having a hard time saying the word or the phrase, thank you, because, your native tongue does not have the TH sound in it. So thank you is really difficult for you to say. Here's a dirty secret. Instead of saying thank you, you may just simply fake it and say thank you. Change TH to F. Thank you, being it hard for you, right? Hope not. But if it is hard for you, then fake it into thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Does it matter? No, it sounds virtually the same, right? So if you're having a hard time speaking some sounds or pronouncing some sounds like so, then you could look for alternatives. And one of those alternatives is changing TH to F, but only in certain phrases. Do so sparingly, right? Another thing is, well, some accents, they have omission of sounds, right? For example, the American accent, most people in that country would say mountain instead of mountain, right? I don't know why, but they just don't like saying certain sounds. So, if you are having a hard time doing so, say mountain, and you want to sound it or make it sound like mountain, then to fake it, just have to squeeze your nose a little bit like so, right? And then try to sound as nasal as possible if you couldn't really clip it in your throat. So instead of saying mountain, go for mountain, 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 mountain. I'm going to climb a mountain. I'm going to climb a mountain. Either way, it's correct. But if you really, truly want to sound native, well, you have to fake it till you make it. And eventually, it'll become you. It's true. You have no self-confidence, fake it till you make it. You don't know how to speak the accent, fake it till you make it. Right? But it goes along with practice, of course. But faking it till you make it is not a bad idea at all. Only in certain occasions, of course. Still, be your authentic self. You don't have to change who you are just so you could learn an accent. All I'm saying is, you have to sometimes pretend to be somebody else, so it'll be easier for you to learn a particular accent. See? Oui. So here is my fourth trick. Bueno, you were able to do the copy-paste technique, you were able to practice, to expose yourself, you already faked it until you made it. Now what, right? Do you think you've got the accent already? Nah, not so much. Alright, the fourth step to really acquiring or learning an accent is now for you to put it in practice and use it as frequently as you could. No language, no accent ever gets retained in the brain of anybody without the constant use of it. So, if you've practiced enough, if you copy-pasted enough, if you mimicked enough, if you've exposed yourself enough, and you have been faking it for a year now, put it to a test. Use it. You're in school, online, virtual, or face-to-face, use it. Talk to your teachers with the accent. Talk to your classmates with the accent. Communicate with people with the accent. We'll just have to be careful, because if you're riding a jeepney and you tend to use a particular accent, people might think that you're a coño, or that, you're a rich kid. But, disregard those opinions. Let them keep their words or their opinions to themselves. You just have to do what you have to do, girl, dude, trust me. Okay? You don't have to feel apologetic or sorry to people who hear you speak a different accent, because who cares? Again, right? We just want to feel good about ourselves when we feel or when we speak a particular accent. So regardless of what others have to say, practice it. Use it. Okay? Use it. In formal situations and in informal situations. If you want to be identified as the person who speaks differently from the other people, then be it. That doesn't make you any less of them. That does not make you any less nationalistic. You just want to learn how to speak a different accent, so that if time comes and you would be able to have the chance to really speak with the people who speak that accent natively, at least you would feel proud to say that, you were able to communicate with them without difficulty, and they were able to understand you and appreciate the effort that you've done, that you've adjusted your tongue to their own accents. Okay, you get the point. Just use it. Come on now. And we're down to the last trick. This is the fifth trick that I wish to share to you should you want to acquire or learn an accent. Well, this may sound melodramatic and romantic at the same time, but I want you to ask yourself, why do you want to learn an accent? What is it for? What's in it for you? Look for that intrinsic motivation as to why you would want to learn that particular accent. Will it help you find a job? Will it make you a better person? Will it make you a better communicator? Will it give you self-confidence? Will it give you that outer image or ego that you've been wanting to have? Or will it make you find your one true love? I don't know. Whatever reason you may have, be sure that it comes from within you and it's not forced. That's our operative word right there. It is not forced. Because when you want to do something out of force, you may not have the motivation to continue doing it for an extensive period of time. Like say for a lifetime. But if you want to do something because you have that intrinsic or inside motivation, nobody has to force you to do it, then you will be inspired day in and day out just to develop yourself until you have reached your maximum skill or your maximum capacity in learning that particular accent. You get my point? So ask yourself, what's in it for you? Why do you want to learn it? And when you found the reason, embrace it. Is it a practical reason? Is it because you want to have higher grades, better grades, or a better job? You know, tell yourself it's for your own benefit, it's for your own sake. But you know, if your reasons or justification are superficial, say, I just want to sound cool. Well, yeah, that's also a reason, but until when would you like to sound cool? What if you were not able to sustain that image of being cool? All I'm saying is you have to find a personal reason why you want to learn or acquire a particular accent. Because to tell you frankly, accents are just like icings on cakes. Accents are just like, you know, cherries on top. You can live without them. You can still communicate without them, right? But, you know, if you want to have, you know, that extra spice to your communication style and skills, then, you know, you might want to consider getting the accent. But all I'm saying, again, find an intrinsic reason why in the world would you have to spend day in, day out, time and effort in learning or acquiring a particular accent. Those are the 5 tricks I have for you if you would really like to learn or acquire an accent. Leave a comment if they worked wonders for you, and do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Now, if they did not work for you, just a word of caution. Some things work for us, some things do not. So if they did not work for you, forget about them. I'm just kidding. Let me know how else I could help you with that accent, because these things that I've shared to you, they help me develop my own accent. These are all experiential tips I had to go through when I was starting before I was able to tell myself, your accent is not bad enough. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and share this to your friends too. Who knows, they might learn a thing or two from you as well. And that is it for me. I'm out. See you on the next episode of VTV, and you have been V Refined. Bye everybody. Mwah.